Thank you for coming to the Seoul Dojo E3 show. This is our very first pre-show for Electronic Arts, and I am accompanied by my man and my co-host on this channel, Jamal Johnson, aka G Allen. What is up, man?
Nothing much, man. Just busy. But we around to E3 here, so I'm excited to see what we find out and hear your thoughts on everything.
Right, yeah, you have been very busy, and I'm glad you took time at your busy schedule to talk about Electronic Arts, man. EA, out of all people. Let's get down to it. Let's talk about them in a general sense. Electronic Arts, it would be an understatement to say, oh, they had a pretty rocky year. They had a terrible year in 2017, man. They had the Battlefront 2 loot box fiasco. They had the Mass Effect Andromeda thing, and they had the disbandment of Visual Games, and they've been coming out. They've been having employees say that single player games is not what this generation of gamers want. They're under so much pressure. In your own words, what do you think 2017 was like for EA that I haven't already summed up?
Um, well, I can sum it up to worse. I mean, if we want to, we've just touched on the things that have been major, but we can touch on the consistently poor, constant and consistent poor quality games that EA has been bringing out. I mean, we can go through some of their top games, the Madden, the FIFA. We can even go into NHL. It's the same reskin game, and the thing about it is that they're taking a step backward each year. And it definitely seems that this year, to say that there was a little bit more added on to those games, especially FIFA. I believe FIFA, they improved their engine a little bit better, as far as gameplay wise. And then with Madden, with the new long shot career mode or whatnot, it feels like they're just taking steps backwards. You know what I mean? Like we're in a testing stages of something we've already completed in the past.
Absolutely, that's a good way to put it. So let's start on the EA Sports side. You know they're gonna have like a big old part where they're gonna show all like a big old collage of all their EA Sports, a big old montage, if you will, of like all the EA Sports games. You have UFC, Madden, FIFA. This year in Madden, I think they revealed the Ultimate Edition, which has Terrell Owens on it. Who do you think is going to be the cover athlete for Madden, the new cover guy? Wouldn't it be like maybe the quarterback from the Eagles?
You could have Carson Wentz or Nick Foles for that matter. I mean, I haven't seen the lineup yet because they normally do a voting, kind of a tournament style voting. But I would imagine it would be one of those two, or it just may be Tom Brady again. But I think it would just based off of fan voting, and just kind of all that popularity, that it's going to be one of those two, either Carson Wentz or Nick Foles. I don't really see anyone else that could stand above that, or one of those Eagles players in general.
Does EA continue long shots, or would they go a different route? What do you think is going to be the biggest mode that they're going to throw in this year's Madden? Because we know they're going to talk about how great the game looks. They know they're going to talk about a lot of the little tweaks and stuff. What do you think is going to be the bigger mode that comes out of this press conference that we're going to hear from EA?
Being as real as possible here, it's going to be, we obviously know it's going to be, I'll say between two here. Either Ultimate Team or this long shot. I say Ultimate Team because Ultimate Team is always EA's go-to. And then they're just always, especially with this alleged edition and everything, I can imagine that, within about a month or two, once we start getting towards around July, late June, mid-July, they'll start rolling out, all of these Ultimate Team packs and really hyping it up. I think that long shot will be right underneath that. Just like kind of how Alex Hunter in the Journey is. We'll probably
let's actually move on to that. That I think that's a good segue to it. I think I told you earlier, they talked about FIFA brought out a picture saying, they brought out a reveal saying they're going to reveal at E3
Yeah.
of FIFA. And we all kind of know that,
Yeah.
but we got the confirmation that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be the cover star. And do you think there's going to be a new journey mode? I would like to think no, but I know they're going to come out and say new dribbling mechanics, new things. I would like to see the Super Chinese League in it because a lot of stars are going to it. Do you think the journey, and most likely Ultimate Team is probably going to be mentioned, but do you think the journey will make a return?
Yeah. What part of the journey we on? We on the third part, fourth part?
We're on the third part. Alex Hunter something,
So
maybe.
I think it will continue. Now don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. The journey is not a bad concept at all. In fact, maybe it's just our biasness because EA fails to do this in career mode that, quite frankly, we just don't care about Alex Hunter and his journey. I mean, if we probably had this in career mode, we probably would really just appreciate this game mode and be like, you know what, that's pretty nice. But overall, I think they will still continue to go with it. Why? Because it is a popular game mode. Like I said, for people that don't care about career mode, it works for them. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're able to get invested into this storyline and whatnot, get invested into all these different training and these drills. And like I said, the overall concept is really nice. But ultimately, we know
you know what? I think you're 100% right, dude. With exactly what you just said right there. It's a concept that isn't bad, but we want it in the career mode.
Yeah, we don't want to play as Alex Hunter. We want to play as Curtis Russell or Ronaldo Dino and Coutinho. That's what we want to play as.
Yeah. And have a story with it. It would be so story based. Do you think NBA Live 19 would make a another stamp back?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna release it, but do you think they'll talk about it?
Now this one's an interesting one. I'm glad you mentioned NBA Live because I was thinking through the games. NBA Live was a sleeper game. I'm gonna say it was a sleeper because it flew under the radar, and like I said, this game was cheap, but it flew under the radar, and a lot of people were starting to gear towards NBA Live. Like you've seen a lot of people just slowly but surely from the 2K community, just not just massive amounts, but a lot of big YouTubers, NBA 2K YouTubers, they slipped over to the NBA Live because of the career mode, and it's just something different. So I think they may do a little mention, or show maybe a little something, just a little mention. But I think that they probably are just going to ride it out because they want to see for sure. But this NBA Live, I want to say that it wasn't too bad. It wasn't perfect, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do this time around because this is probably the best career mode so far out of all of the games of this past year.
Wow. Yeah, NBA Live did have kind of a different kind of thing. I remember playing the demo with that. Let's talk about some of the bigger games that are going to come to this press conference. We have Anthem, which is a game that's been mentioned. BioWare has been under fire very, very much throughout the whole development process, or under a lot of pressure, I should say, throughout the whole development process. And Polygon during a article said that EA will make a case for forgiveness. Now, I feel like what they're saying with that is not necessarily come out and say I'm sorry for the loot boxes, but kind of put their forgiveness in a different kind of form.
Yeah.
Would it? The only way I could think of that, it would be maybe come out and say, hey, there isn't any loot boxes in Anthem, or hey, how about this? We'll give you Mass Effect Trilogy for like $40 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One. You could play Mass Effect, whatever. One of my craziest predictions would be Dead Space Trilogy announced for PlayStation 4. That would kind of make me forgive EA a little bit, but we better not hear a mention of loot boxes. But on Anthem side, do you feel we'll see trailer gameplay? Do you think they'll mention loot boxes at all?
I would like to say it would probably be smart of them not to. Now, if they did mention loot boxes, because we know EA, like they're very strong-willed. They'll come out and apologize, or not necessarily apologize. They'll just kind of act oblivious to it, or or act. What's the word I'm looking for? I'll figure it out later, and I'll mention it later on down the road. But basically, EA is going to come out and act out like they don't know what's going on, like they're ignorant to the whole situation. So I think that they will not mention it here at E3 for obvious reasons. But I do believe that it may be mentioned later down the road. It's going to be something kind of subtle, and trying to catch people off guard. And like I said, doing what EA does best, advertising it like crazy, subliminally.
Right. Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been kind of mentioned as like they abandoned it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting your predictions here. They will talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2, I think, but do you think that they're going to show DLC, a little update? Now, what I'm saying is, I think depending on what they show is dependent on how much it'll justify if they've given up on it. I think if it's little updates here and there, it's like, well, we got a smaller team working on everything.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a bigger expansion, maybe they still have a lot of hope for Star Wars Battlefront 2. What do you think is going to happen with Star Wars Battlefront 2 during this press conference?
Considering I haven't played Battlefront 2 in a while, I think we'll probably go with your latter here. They'll probably just have a small team on this. It won't be expansion. It'll be something just small and ready to keep people going, which I think the idea is nice, minus the dang loot boxes.
Yeah.
Because you want a game, especially a multiplayer shooter, you want a game like that to last a couple of years so that you could work properly on it. Now, like I said, this has EA's stamp on it, but it's done by DICE. You know what I mean? So it has EA's stamp on it. They're publishing, but we could at least rest on it knowing that, okay, well, we have DICE working on this and not EA Toronto or Canada or whatever one they want to EA New York working on it. So I think there'll be, like I said, just like what was the other one? I think it was Anthem. There'll be light mentions. It won't be anything too drastic.
Talking about DICE, Battlefield 5 has been announced. A lot of people didn't like the trailer, but they are excited for a lot of the things that they are bringing to it, like grand operations, where it's going to be a whole theme of days that you're gonna have to fight a battle and you're limited on resources, and a lot of people are just hyped for the multiplayer in general. I think we're gonna get a release date if we haven't already. I can't remember. I think we gotten a release date. I think we're gonna see that multiplayer gameplay though. I think they're gonna have everybody on stage like they do, and it's gonna be like 48 people on stage, all playing Battlefield 5. Like my man Charles said yesterday on the a couple days ago on the prediction show, he's probably gonna have all his favorite Battlefield YouTubers on there going at it. Anything special that you're hoping for Battlefield 5?
I'm quite surprised to hear about this, but nonetheless, Battlefield has been good so far. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to seeing. I hope that they don't screw it up. Battlefield, the past couple of Battlefields, or the past two, one. Well, the past couple of Battlefields haven't been too bad, but if they're adding in some game modes, and that game mode that you're mentioning sounds pretty interesting, especially for how crazy the all-out brawl, 50 versus 50 goes in Battlefield. So I'm looking forward to it.
So also, Jay, I want to get your big prediction for EA's press conference. And what is that? Mine is the Dead Space trilogy which is going to be remastered for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. What is your crazy prediction for this EA press conference?
So my crazy prediction involves that they're going to have a Dead Space 4. They're going to announce it. They're going to pull it out of nowhere. I don't know how, but I feel they'll have a Dead Space 4. In fact, not only will they announce a Dead Space 4, but they will announce a Dead Space 4, kind of like that Destiny plan. So for the next 4 years, we'll have these Dead Spaces, and they're going to announce that they actually been working on it, but they wanted to get a better team to work on this game, the Visceral Games, somehow, some way. So that's my crazy prediction for there. My other crazy predictions. This includes all of the sports games. So we have Madden and FIFA. So we'll do Madden and FIFA. So my prediction is that now this is something that I've been hearing rumors about, that EA is focusing on the Madden career mode. So since we've kind of heard that a little bit, my crazy prediction is they will reinvent the career mode. They will bring it back to the 07 or more of the 09 kind of career mode, where there's all the combines and everything like that. You'll be able to drive a car around. Okay, now we won't go that far, but my big prediction, this is a crazy prediction, EA will actually improve the career mode and focus the career mode and make it the highlight for both Madden and FIFA. Make it the highlight of their conference, and from here on out, the highlight of their game.
Boy, a boy can dream, can he?
Yeah.
Make sure you guys come back to the Seoul Dojo E3 show at about 12:30 p.m. Central Time, and that will be 10:30 a.m. Pacific Time. We will be doing the EA live press conference watch along. You guys do not want to miss it. Jay, appreciate you for giving your input, man.
Oh, no problem.
And we'll check you guys later. All right.